Welcome back, Organic Fanatics. What up, what up, what up? We appreciate you guys joining here. If you're watching this for the first time, check us out Fridays at 5 p.m., Sundays 5 p.m. We got the whole squad together. The new Knicks and Machete Mig, my other co hosts as well. It's three of us, trio, you know what I mean? But today we're talking about December 13th, 2023. Tonight's game is the first game of the West Coast trip against the Utah Jazz. It's going to be a game, I'll say a winnable, again, I said it last time, a winnable game. A team that's struggling right now. They're 1-4 in their last couple of games, 5-6. The last wins they had was against New Orleans, which was a few games back. Their defense is not that great. So it should be a game that we should be focused on. Gives us a chance to stay in rhythm, have two games in a row with a W after the Toronto game. They're out with their key starter, Laurie Marketing, the Finn guy. He's averaging 23 points a game and about 7 or 8 rebounds, so he's their best rebounder and scorer. He's been sidelined about 8 games or so with a hamstring, so he's more than likely not playing tonight. He is their best player, has missed some games. Um, Keontae George is their point guard, young guy they drafted, really young, talented kid. He's still learning. He's still young in the NBA. He's only in the 30s, about 36% from the field goal, so his shooting is not that great, and about 32 or so from the three pointers. But he did have a big game, so we can't sleep on it. He did have a good big game against OKC, against Shea Gildress Alexander. He scored 30 points with 7 assists. So did Shea Gildress. So you can't sleep on this team. This is the NBA, so everybody's here. If you're wearing a jersey, a uniform, you're good. So you can't sleep on this team. They're going to come motivated. Will Hardy, their coach, is still new, old player, but a young coach nonetheless. You can't sleep on them. If they beat New Orleans, they're capable. So you can't sleep on them. You gotta. They've been struggling the first half. So and we've been doing really good the first half, as the new Nick coined it. If we get 30 points in the first quarter, we're usually in rhythm. You'll see Randall in the 30, really dominating in the first half. So that's something that we're going to be looking for. Hopefully, we should get a win from here. Things to focus on. And again, speedy recovery to Mitchell Robinson. There's always a silver lining when something happens. Obviously, blessings and speedy recovery to him. They spending time with his beautiful daughter. Enjoy your family time while you get in recovery. We know Mitchell always bounces back. Every time Mitchell comes back, he just dominates. So we have him when we're ready. The silver lining in this is that uh, Randall had said that Mitchell Robinson covers up a lot of our mistakes, and which is true. We know that as a fan base, we know that Mitchell's a help defender. He usually gets the second, he's always getting the last scraps of the plate. He's always helping out other players. He exposes their mistakes because he's such a great defender. So this is kind of a blessing in disguise in a sense, because at this point it gives everybody the opportunity to get better, and now we have to do those individual rotations as a unit. You see Josh Hart express that concern and express that in the post interview against the Toronto. Salute to Josh Hart. We're pushing each other. They know that they can be better. They know that they can be in every game. That's what he said. And he knows it's up to everybody. So it looks like we're doing a lot more talking with each other, taking accountability, and motivating and pushing each other. It's not so much brawls in the locker room, but you got to challenge yourself. It's going to be tough. The switch with Grimes and Dante DiVincenzo, I think, was a great move. And yes, being in the starters, you're going to get less touches. But I think Dante DiVincenzo, I'll give him 3 games where you're going to see him actually thrive in that role. It doesn't mean that Grimes couldn't. I think he just fits it a little bit better as a slasher, a playmaker. He's always out and about. So I think for him, it suits him. And, plus the chemistry with Jalen Brunson. I think that's something that just suits him. It works well. The chemistry is important. That means something. So I think after about 3 games or so, or in these big games you'll see against the Clippers and against the Lakers, you should see Dante have an impact. I'm not sure how much it's going to be, but you'll see him have an impact where they shouldn't be able to start double teaming on Randall. And if they go individual defense like how the Raptors did, he's going to make them pay. Salute to Julius Randle, who's starting to dominate like how Brunson did early. So now he's getting into his season form. He's starting to ball. He's starting to do well. Let's ease up on the 100 miles per hour passes. Continue to look for your teammates. He's doing well with that. And hopefully our teammates and our players knock it down. RJ's starting to come back into shape as well, getting into rhythm. So looks like we're going to start clicking, I think, at the right time and I'm looking for a little run. This was around the time when we made the adjustment last year, that we made a run. Sims, I called it. If you went back to the Morning Brew, and salute to the Morning Brew. Appreciate you guys having me out there. If you see in this, go check out them as the Morning Brew. They do a great job. They had me on their show, and I called out for Sims to start, and I think that's going to be the case. Again, he fits seamlessly to where Mitchell is, and it's not a replacement. It's not saying he is Mitchell. He's just a similar player that can do similar things, and that is going to keep the rotation, the starters moving without having changing too much dynamic. So that's why it worked well in the Toronto game. You keep iHeart heavy minutes against the bench, and that keeps them flowing without too many changes too. It's just going to hold us accountable. We are smaller. A lot of people have been saying our height and that we need more height. We got a lot of hustle, a lot of players that fight. So we're active. So that's something that I think is not too big of a deal. It's a positionless basketball because they're always gonna, even if you did have height, they're gonna pick and roll you to death and make switches to where if you're tall, they're gonna put you against a smaller player and they're gonna just beat you and get you in foul trouble. So I think we're all right with our depth, which is probably one of the best in the league. And our bench scored north of 40, 45 points, close to 50 points. We had 36 assists, so these were the areas that we were lacking in. So let's look if we can keep that going. And then once Mitchell Robinson comes back, that we can still keep those habits, being a great individual defender, individual rotations, great help defender, moving the rock, getting others involved. Jalen Brunson, I see you. I see you got involved with the lob to Jericho. I need like 3 of those a game. Wonderful at the 9 assists. 7 turnovers is an anomaly for you, for Jalen Brunson. So I know that's not normally an anomaly. I know he's playing injured. He's just someone who plays through tough. He's gritty. He plays through injuries, and he's not going to show his injury. We know he has a sore shoulder. I've seen it hold it, hanging it. Like it was just, like it went numb in between the game, plus an ankle. So we just need him to just play through it and then just keep going. And if not, hopefully IQ's also getting better. Deuce play good minutes. Let the others play. If he's feeling injured, let Deuce get some burn time against a team like this. I think his defense would be good. This would be a good game to see Deuce get a little more, at least 10 minutes to 12 minutes against a player like Keontae. This would be a good game for him to play. So if IQ's a little more healthier, maybe rest Brunson, let IQ start, let Deuce come off the bench. We got to get these players in some minutes. This would be a good game to do it, unless they want to keep getting in rhythm. But I look for a W. I look for us to start taking over, just to improve. Area we got to prove and dominate, which we're going to need in this West Coast, is how we handle the third quarter. So look for a third quarter dominance. Look at what we do third quarter. Salute to Tom Thibodeau. A lot of people don't want to give props. He did make the adjustments. He did make the moves to put Grimes to the bench. He did put the right moves. Jericho in the starting lineup. It's working out. So you got to give props at that point. At that part. So it's going to take adjustment. Everybody's able to learn. Everybody's able to grow. So I'm looking for a W today. If you're watching us again, Fridays 5 p.m. we get lit. The new Knicks, my brother, off the charts. My cousin, Machete Mig. We are blood, family, Latinos. We love everybody, Caribeños, wherever you're at. If you're a Knicks fan, it's Knicks Nation. Stand up. Let's get that W. Let's go Knicks tonight against the Jazz. So let's stand up for your team. Like, subscribe, comment. I got to tell you guys that. I got to tell you, like and subscribe. Come on, man. You know what to do. Even if you're watching this and you're one of the ops, we support you. We give you guys props. Just put a comment. Just give me a yer. If you're in here, just a yer. If you think we suck, say, you guys suck. And I'm all right with that. Whatever it is, give us a comment. We appreciate you guys. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for checking in. You heard? You're